You know what? I thought that defensively and rebounding wise, we were good enough to be right there with them. Offensively, we were really, really poor, and a big part of that, we just rushed. I mean, we had no sense of patience at all. It was like we were back in the exhibition season again. We were shooting really quick, way too quick. If you watch the film and you study it, just no patience at all. Not enough ball movement, not getting the ball stretched, just way too hurried. I think hyped up for the game, part of it, but also them being real good, them being in a zone that is a difficult zone to attack, but we didn't have any patience at all offensively.
Is that what you kind of attribute to only getting a dude one shot in that game?
Yeah, and part of it is his aggressiveness too. Like he came back and I watched some film, and I think he was much better in practice yesterday about trying to be more aggressive offensively and realizing, he's got to, step that part up of his game to be more of an aggressive. He's never been like that. He's always been a guy who's kind of deferred to others, but, we're going to need him to be able to score for us, and be more aggressive offensively.
Do you have to encourage your guards to work the ball into him when you get the ball down?
Yeah, and just our big guys come in and get touches like Abdul, and part of it is that we haven't seen a lot of zone, so that was part of we haven't, except for Dayton where we were very poor against it in the second half, and he comes to the high post thinking screen first rather than looking to get a catch, and he's actually a decent passer from the high post. I was actually really pleased with him yesterday in practice, and we, did shooting in the morning, did a bunch of, zone shooting drills, and then drilled it again in the afternoon, and then played, and we were much better at attacking the zone yesterday. And we're going to see all zone in our next game, so here we go.
How much do you think that game benefits you later on down the line?
Well, I think just learning from it, learning from, the fact that, we did a good job. I thought, they shot 40%. We outboarded them by one, and we had a lot of missed shots. When you consider we outboarded them and we only made 30% of our shots, those were both good showings. But, we only had 9 assists, 16 turnovers, and again, just way too many quick shots. I mean, incredible. I can't, after reviewing the film, I can't remember having a game where we've shot that quickly and we give ourselves no chance to win being that hurried offensively. And you can see it started to affect us defensively, and we saw that against Texas Tech. You guys didn't because it was a scrimmage, but same thing. They're coming down and grinding things out and running their stuff, and we're taking a shot after 2 passes or 3 passes or 1 pass, and you're just back on defense.
Off the court for a second, I know you talked before about academics being an important thing for you. You got to be pretty proud of the GPAs coming out.
Yeah, very proud. I mean, this was the best GPA our team has had in years, and excited for our players. They did a good job, and especially proud of Sawyer, who works with our players and oversees the academic side. And yeah, that's always a positive. That it's a good thing for them to have success on and off the floor.
Are you concerned about Lamar's numbers there or not, or just a bad shooting?
Yeah, and he was hurried. He was quick. I mean, of course I'm concerned, and then you look at, our Q was 3 for 12. Lamar was 0 for 11. We're not going to win a lot of games, with your guards shooting that poorly. But some of it definitely shot selection, and getting sped up and trying to force things rather than let the game come to you. And that comes with experience.
How do you get more out of your bench?
Yeah, our bench didn't play well the other day, but I think overall our bench has been pretty good, and I think it's I don't think we didn't have anybody play great. I mean, Eric had good numbers. He was the one guy that played well. And like, for example, Tyson only got 7 shots, and he's been shooting the ball so well. If you're his teammate, you want to do things to try to find him, to get him the ball when he's open. And so he shot it well yesterday in practice. He's been shooting it great here for a while since he broke out in that first game.
Is Stapleton still kind of limited?
Pardon me?
Is Stapleton still kind of limited with what he can do, or was it performance because of the injury?
In the Cincinnati game, he had 2 fouls in the first half. I actually played him because we were, down by double digits with 2 fouls, and then they picked up a third. But yeah, he wants to have more opportunity, and it's just all about him coming out and earning it every day in practice, which he had a really good practice yesterday. The good news is we had a good practice yesterday. We had, Tuesday was a game. Wednesday we had a mandatory day off, and then I thought we came back and had a good day yesterday as a team in terms of shooting in the morning, lifting, and then a good practice.
What are you expecting to see from UT Martin tomorrow?
Pardon me?
What are you expecting to see from UT Martin tomorrow?
All zone. They'll play multiple different looks of zone, but they're going to be a team that's going to zone for 40 minutes. They've won their last 2 games. I mean, I look at their stats, and they lost by 3 to Illinois, who I have great respect for. He's a heck of a coach, Coach Underwood. So they're a team that's going to be. They lost at Chattanooga prior to winning the last 2 games by 3. Chattanooga's doing a really good job, and I watched Chattanooga on film play one of our opponents that took us to the wire, Jacksonville State, I believe. They played Jacksonville State to like an overtime game, so it kind of gives you an indication when you start comparing other teams. So, they play a lot of guys. They play, 11, 12 guys and keep guys fresh. They play very hard defensively, run a lot of stuff offensively. Have a couple guys that are scoring a lot of points for them. So it will be a game we've got to really play well in.